Okay, so we were kind of getting into the topic of loneliness, which is and isolation, which is one of the risks and hazards of someone in late adulthood. Can you describe to me a little bit about your experience that you've had?
You want me to talk about that now?
Yeah.
Okay. When my husband died, I was very depressed about that, and I felt that I didn't want to really be alone, but I was.
Yeah.
So I had to deal with it, but it took quite a number of years to realize that I was going to be alone, and maybe that was God's way.
Yeah.
But and so I did get used to that, and then my neighbor Lowell started asking me out to dinner, and I went, but I thought it was just going to be a friend.
Yeah.
And it turned out to not be just a friend. Just
Awesome.
More than a friend. And when he died, there he went again.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys were...
Lost him again.
Yeah, that was really great companionship for you.
It was very, very great companionship.
And it was great because he's right next door. It wasn't like a lot of physical exertion to just get over there.
Yeah.
And he was a really cool person too.
And he kept saying, he kept asking, do your kids like me? Do they approve of me? And I said, my kids love you, Lowell.
Yeah.
And my grandkids love you. I mean, what's not to like?
Yeah. Let's see. Sue, okay, let me pause. Okay, so we're still in the psychological dimension of late adulthood here, and you had mentioned a little bit earlier that when your first husband passed on, that your religion was a comfort to you. In what ways do you feel that your spirituality has worked for you or been an improvement for you?
As in relation to losing my husband?
In relation to maybe somebody, like how did that help you? Or in relation to somebody that doesn't have Jesus? I mean, how can you explain how that benefits you?
Well, my thought was it was probably God's will that this happened. And we don't know what God's will is until later on down the road when you say, oh, that's why he took Richard then.
Mm-hmm. And so do you feel
that... Ditto with Lowell.
And so do you feel that was a comfort to you in your time of need? I mean, but... and then in general, overall spirituality is associated with greater health and well-being, and that is also parallel to God's word saying that he's there to comfort you and console you, and he'll provide for all your needs, and that's a really like deep spiritual feeling, and that can help people through things. And so I was just wondering, like, is that a thing that is, I mean, whether something good or bad is going on, is that like a daily thing that you think about, or is it just when things are good or when things are bad? Or
I read I have a little, well, you gave me one book not too long ago.
Yep.
Daily, you read daily in it, which I do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I read daily in the Bible, and I have a lot of things. And when I have something that is bothering me physically or mentally, then I say, please help me through this.
Yeah.
To God.
Awesome. Okay. Perfect. That's what I was looking for.
I'm in the book.
I'm fishing. It's like, okay. So, how do you feel about having a strong sense of mastery in something?
Mastery?
Mastery, yeah, something that you're really good, like just even one thing that you're really good at. Like,
I do, but I don't force it on anybody.
no, no, it just has to do with you. Like,
Oh,
how important is that to you?
mastery of what?
Of of
Anything?
of yeah, anything, personal
Uh,
mastery of something.
well, right now I'm a president of our Republican Women, and I have to write a president's message each month, and it goes in the newsletter.
Nice.
And I hadn't thought about what I wanted to talk about to the people who get the newsletter, and
Mm-hmm.
this is helping me a lot and making me think about things better. I
Nice.
wrote one about the Great Wall of China not too long ago, and talking about it versus Trump's wall.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Um, I'm on
When
this
I read
end.
the list, I thought, how am I going to answer that?
Yeah. So, in terms of your identity, and identity is formed from our experience from the time that we're very young and how people treat us, and um, and that has a lot to do with our race, our social, economic class, our immediate family, and how we're treated as children, respected or disrespected. Um, what about your identity as related to those things is meaningful to you?
I wrote a paper about this a while back,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 10 or 15 years ago, and it was my identity.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought when I was a child, I was Bob and Isabel's daughter. That's how I saw myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then then I was single for while when I grew up for a while. Then I was just Pat. And then when I married my husband, I was Richard's wife.
Yeah.
And then later on, when we moved to Dana Point,
Mm-hmm.
I had a job outside of the family, and I was doing things in the with the Chamber of Commerce. And then I got my own identity back again, and I was Pat, and they were Pat's husbands and Pat's children.
Awesome. So,
So
what about you makes you Pat? Can you answer that? That's a
what?
hard
I
question.
can't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, that's hard. Um, and so, do you feel that that is meaningful
I
to
think a
you?
lot of people go through it and they maybe don't even think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. About their characteristics and their traits and their method of communication and how they interact with people and how people view you and whatnot. It seems that it's different when, yeah, you're a wife. People are going to view you differently than when it's just you. So that's very meaningful to have that sense of self. Um, let's see. Great. Okay, so your meaning and your identity that you were talking about was discovered through, what was it, the council, the city council and whatnot?
Chamber of Commerce?
The Chamber of Commerce. So that was something, being involved in your community and experiencing life through those things is very important.
Yeah.
Awesome. How did this compare? Okay, wait. No, I don't need to do that. Have there been or are there any differing abilities? How has this impacted your development and identity? Are there some of your is there a decline in some of your abilities, and how does that make you feel
Yeah.
as Pat?
Uh, well, when I joined the sorority here in town,
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't ever stood up in front of people and given a speech or talked to them or anything like that. Then I was president of the sorority for a while, so I had to get up in front of people and speak, and I was scared actually.
Yeah.
But I got used to it, and then it got to be very easy. But I hadn't done it for so long, and now to get up in front of people, it kind of makes you uneasy again, because I haven't done it for all those years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And so, how has that impacted your development and identity?
Well, it's making me think that they are not being, how would I say it?
Encouraging or
Huh?
encouraging or
Oh, they are encouraging.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're very encouraging, but they're not trying to put me down or anything. They're just
Yeah.
They're with me. So
Oh,
it's okay.
okay. Cool. Yeah, it's a safe place. So, do you well, that's going to be hard to, I think that's up to me. So do you feel like there are any larger macro systems like the government or like social issues like oppression of like different races or genders, maybe oppression of women, that are affecting you now in your older age? Or maybe social service policies. I mean, I don't think you're really involved with that, but maybe Social Security, that's like a macro level thing. It's the way our country is run, sort of. I guess you could think of it like that.
How is it affecting me?
Do you feel that it's impacting you, or that it could possibly be impacting you some way?
It could be if they say that, oh, you're going to be Social Security will be no more. Well, that's my income right now.
Yeah.
And so if I have no income, that would definitely impact me.
Yeah. So that's really important.
Yeah.
For you to have. So that's an effect on you. That allows you to get out and do.
And when I was working as a young working woman, all the money that I made went into that, so it
Right.
should be there.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah. That's true. Great. And do you feel that there should be any other like systems or policies or anything that would improve your, like maybe medications? Do you take any medications?
I only take 2.
You take 2.
One for my thyroid and one for my keeping my cholesterol lower.
Oh, right. Does that have a significant impact on your finances?
No.
No, it doesn't. Awesome. No. Okay. And so, do you feel that Social Security is enough for you right now?
It is, as long as I don't have something come up that, oh, here, you have to pay this now. Yeah, you need a new roof. I mean, it's not going to pay for that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because...
So...
And I think that's it. That wasn't that long. It was maybe like 30 minutes. So let me go through and make sure.
Is it on?
Yeah.
There's only been one person on both sides of my family that, and this large family, that had dementia.
Oh, okay. So you're pretty...
I'm thinking that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. It seems... Well, I don't know. No. Yeah, probably not. I don't know how late it could possibly...
Well, my mother-in-law had that, and so did her mother.
Yeah.
And my husband, when he was very sick, he was starting to lose his mind. Of course, the cancer was going to his brain.
Oh, so yeah.
That might have been that. I don't know.
Do you experience a sense of isolation or depression or anything like that at times?
At times. But I don't have a lot of it.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of depression.
Yeah.
I was depressed very depressed when Lowell died.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's like situational. It's not just, do you get depressed because you feel lonely?
Yeah. Well, because he was
Oh,
gone.
because he's gone now.
Yeah.
Well, that's yeah, that would be part of it. And how do you tend to cope with that?
I'm coping.
You just cope, and you still do your group Sensor Optimist type things. Are you still involved with your activities that you do?
Yeah, I'm okay with the activities I do. I don't want to do more than I do. I'm in Republican Women. I'm in LWML, and in the summertime we do a lot of pie baking, and we make a lot of money for scholarships and things
Right.
like that. And
Awesome.
the third one is, let's see, what am I missing? Republican Women, the art gallery.
Oh, the art gallery. Yeah, that's a really
So
important one.
I'm very involved at that.
And do you feel that you're becoming less interested in those things, or pretty much the same? Or
Same.
Okay. And I just want to point out that you own your home.
Yes.
And so that is not a stress thing for you.
It isn't a stress. When we bought this house, we paid cash for it with my inheritance.
Yeah.
And then when Dick he quit one of his jobs and he was not making money, so he took a loan out on this house.
Yeah.
And when he died, there was still a loan, so I had to pay for it again.
Yeah. Some legacy, huh?
No. I said to everybody, God has a sense of humor.
Yeah. Yeah. But
I paid it off, and the manager of the bank came out when I made the last payment, and he says, I want to thank you. And I said, why? And he says, you're the first one that I've ever met that have paid their loan off.
Wow, cool. Yeah, you are a very responsible person. Okay, so this, all right. Who do you feel is your first line of support when you need something, or in any of the dimensions that we've been talking about, physical or emotional or social / financial types of issues? Who would be your first support?
Probably my two sons.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So that would be your family.
Mm-hmm.
And do you feel that you are in frequent contact with your grown children? And if not, or would you like to see your sons more, or do you feel
more.
that how often would you like to see your sons to make you feel?
Well, I see James a lot, but yeah. I'd like to see Chris more. But he has a wife.
He's got a lot of responsibilities.
Yes, I know he does, and so I don't bug him.
Yeah. How frequently do you
Once a week would be great, because for a while we were having weekly suppers together, and that was really wonderful.
Cool. Yeah.
And you too.
Yeah.
I want to see you
as long as the house is clean, it's all good. We will so do that. As I know he loves it.
I know he does. He's becoming a good cook too.
Yep, I know he is.